Today on another fantastic episode of The Fat Man Rambles About the Game That He Loves. We're going to talk about if Gouki is truly the best deck that we've all kind of come and predicted it to be, then why is not everybody playing it? Now, in the past, we've seen these concepts and these trends where if it's the best deck, everybody's on it, but not everybody and their mother is playing Gouki. I want to have a discussion about that because it's very interesting. The self-perceived best deck is not having the representation that you would expect for the best deck. So, let's dig on into this interesting discussion with lots of Gouki thumbnails. Typically in the past, representation for Yu-Gi-Oh! For the best deck means that everybody and their mother is playing the deck. Well, as of late, we've seen that Gouki has this massive structure. The U-Link, the bullshit that's going with it. There were a lot less rogue duelists back in the day, and those rogue duelists would be the ones that would be trying to push it out. During Teledad, there were not as many Lightsworn players trying to counteract the meta. So we reach in the last couple formats, the clearly the best deck. Almost everybody and their mother was playing it. And then you reach Gouki's. I don't know if it's just people are just so extremely bored of this format, or there's just this, I want to say, mental blockage from wanting people to play the deck. Have we reached so late into the format that Gouki have become this degenerate powerhouse that people just don't want to spend the money and pick it up? Or maybe the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has shifted, and the fact that Tier 2 decks now have a chance to beat the format. I think that's honestly what's kind of starting to happen here. So, also YCS level competition versus regional level competition are much different now. So here's my pointer. This is where I want to start. So you're planning on going to a YCS. I pretty much guarantee you that more than likely Gouki's going to win the event on the off chance that the U-Link is that powerful. And you're sitting through 10 to 11 rounds of Swiss on top of a top 32, a top 16, top 8, a top 4, and a finals. You're sitting between 16 and 17 rounds. So a deck that will probably be able to consistently do what it needs to do is Gouki. The deck has consistency, 2-card combos coming out its ass. Alright? There's that. But when you go to a regional, the consistent variable kind of disappears. Your deck only needs to be able to function enough to get 6 to 8 wins to get where you want to be. And it's very interesting when you look at the theory, because Cyber Dragons can enter into a regional event and they can break fucking U-Locks for only 2 rounds, or they're OTK majority of their opponents. Now if I'm a Cyber Dragon player and I'm playing a YCS, sitting through 17 rounds, I'm not going to play a consistent chunk of Gouki. And, having to play 4 or 5 different decks at a regional, as opposed to, going to a YCS where I might have to play the same deck over and over again. It's different fields. It's kind of like comparing apples to oranges a little bit. But because of these smaller, globalized events that are occurring, means that, A, more casual players are going to be going to regionals. This is very true. I think one of the interesting things that we kind of miss about regionals is the more roguish player will be there. Sure, you've got your registration of famous good players that go to an event, examples like you go down to Florida, the Atlanta regionals, you're going to see Blair Hunter, you're going to see the rest of the squad, you're probably going to see Noah Green. Like, these are examples of players that you should know. Like Michigan, you have Jeff Jones, Van Sant. It's regional dependent, but you know what these players are going to be playing, or to some degree. Now, the intermediate to casual player base, far superior, let me say that again, far outrights the competitive player. So if the 8 good players in the room are all playing Gouki, good chances 3-4 of them are going to lose to something that they didn't expect, because there are about probably triple or quad the rogue players in the room. It just so happens. Little Timmy from your locals playing Pendulum Magicians just got his third Ash Blossom last night. His friend let him borrow it. He's super excited. He's going to the regionals. He's going to ruin one of those 8 meta players' days. And you know what? Little Timmy might not even top the event or win the event. But his deck did what it needed to do. It's the small victories that really count. I think it's kind of the thing that's hindering, just Gouki's overall representation for it, because a lot more of these players are like, why do I need to invest into a meta deck now when I can just take this True Draco core that I've had for the longest time? I've had to change out a couple of cards from it. What is it when I have to spend $2 to pick up a Dynamite for something that I've had laying around for a little while instead of buying a whole fucking deck core? Alright? Logically, this is another thing. There's this huge representation of players out there right now that are just like, I've had Necros this entire time. It's the last time I played competitively. New Devi Ritual support came out. I have a good example of this. We have a very competitive player at our locals. He has the means to play competitively. He has access to everything, Sky Strikers. But he chooses to play BA, chooses to play Necros, things like this. It keeps his experience fresh. It allows him to do what locals are meant to do and, freshen things up. But obviously, you've got that one Gouki player that's going to continue to ruin the local experience for everybody. But once he's at the top tables, and the more casual players can have fun. So, for YCS level events, I think that the mentality of Gouki being the best deck is 100% true. There is not results have kind of proven it. The UDS has kind of solidified these numbers and this mentality towards us. But when you enter into the regional level, you kind of leave that realm of superficial competitiveness, and you enter into a realm where more roguish things can happen. And I think that's kind of why the game has been so much more interesting as of late. Rogue decks. Fucking Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yeah, Trent, talking about your Blue Eyes deck. These decks have the means to destroy Gouki. Why, you ask? Winning a dice roll, optimized hand traps, that 1/10 of a chance when you open up 3 hand traps and your deck can still function. This is what I'm talking about. It's all about variance, things like that. Just because a deck is highly consistent doesn't mean that you can be the best player in the best room, but if there are 199 other duelists in that room, the odds are against you. You can have consistency on your side, but god fucking damn it, for as much as I've played this game in like my gadget years, I've learned that mathematically 42 cards, I shouldn't open up multiple gadgets. I can tell you I can play a 9-round tournament, and every single game I play I will open up 2 to 3 of those guys. Like, it's literally the gadget curse. Like, you've all actually ever wondered why I truly stopped playing the deck, besides the deck, just kind of going to the wayside? Do you know what it's like to play events and draw 2 gadgets every single game? Power shuffle, do everything you can, and it still happens. That is the curse. That is Robbie Cole. And drink some water. I'm so frustrated. Fucking... my opponent can top deck Miracle Fusion. Like, these were all the stories. Like, mathematics and statistics are one thing, but I am that guy that will get fucking destroyed every single game because my opponent had the one of out. I can open up the best hand trap scenario I can have in the world, but you know what? The last card in my opponent's hand is Soul Charge. Perfect example from literally what you guys watched this weekend from my last weekend locals. What the hell? Variance. It does not apply to me. So, Gouki is the best deck, 100%. I just think we have so many decks available in today's current meta that not everybody wants to break down, either spend the money or they want to just adapt and have fun. This format has been here for so long that it's become stale to a lot of players. And I don't really blame the player base for not wanting to pick up the best deck because there's a time run. I mean, the main deck core itself is extremely cheap. I mean, let's be real. Most of the Gouki stuff is extremely low rarity. So, if your excuse was you couldn't get the stuff, then I don't think you were trying hard enough. But the extra deck is a completely different beast. If you're a true Draco player and you didn't pick up most of the stuff and you just kind of took a breather for the time being, I understand. Picking up a Boral Sword, Soul Day, things like that, yeah, it's not necessarily within the budget for the average player to want to pick this stuff up. But honestly, I think for the first time ever, we have a very defined meta. We clearly understand what the hierarchy is. You know, the hierarchy can be broken by tier 2. I mean, like I said, you can play Cyber Dragon's Crusadia and you can wreck these people's days. You know, it happens. And I think that's one of the cooler things about the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because something is set in stone does not mean that the meta cannot be broken. You know, we finally have a large enough card pool at our disposal in the game that literally anything can be possible. Even little Timmy over here going and, you know, out top decking Blair Hunter. It happens. So, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! So guys, please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. Definitely a rather interesting time in the game's history. But, alright guys. The ride never ends, guys. Make sure you enable those notifications to get the latest videos that are being posted on this channel. Make sure you guys check out VanCole40 for my Cardfight Vanguard channel. And join me and House of Champions on the Zodiac Duelist TV Twitch stream. We'll be interacting with our audiences. And please check out No Limit Gaming and LGTCG.com for the cheapest trading cards on the market. Thanks for watching, guys, and please have a good day.